Blessed be God. I feel like first of all, everybody should just shout, "Thank you, Jesus. Blessed be God on my behalf." Like, thank you, Lord. I'm finally getting to make a video. That's a testimony on its own. I mean, since last year, I have like had different things in my mind to want to talk about, to like share and kind of just sit down and answer some questions, say some things. But I mean, the whole idea of sitting down, making the video, talking about it has been like a special thought in my head. But yeah, it's a lot doing and it's marvelous in our sight. I'm finally getting to make a video. If you're new here, my name is Mercy Ironrolua Odeyemi. I am a child of God. I am an entrepreneur. I make beaded jewelries for my royals. Um, I am a psychology student, proudly. I'm in final year, yeah, and that's 100 level. Um, I'm also, I love fashion, and I'm building a brand in godly fashion, like championing a movement actually, because I'm currently on like a weekly release thing where I get to dress in an outfit, like something fashion, and then have like a caption alongside that reinforces excellence in fashion, godliness in fashion, the Christian expectations as believers, like living that lifestyle, like no excluding your Christian way of life from your fashion lifestyle. So all of that around it. Yeah, but today I was thinking I should make my first video on get to know me, introduction, but I'm still thinking about it. Do I want to start with that first? I think I just want to go into the actual reason for this video. Maybe my next video is probably going to be like a get to know me more, and then I get to explain different things that I do. And well, the three things I said earlier are like the major highlights. I'm always going to be a child of God, but like the three things I do are the major highlight of the things that I do actively currently. I'm still a student, psychology student, and I'm actively championing the movement of godly fashion, like just really speaking about it. Actively running a beaded jewelry brand. Yeah, so my brand was 3 years last week, exactly a week ago. And yes, I get some questions. By the way, thank you Jesus for that. I'm never going to see that as just something casual or simple. Thank you Jesus. I'm grateful. Yeah, so I get some questions like over and over. So I get to answer for this person, answer for another person. So I just thought about it. Why not just make a video and drop it on my YouTube channel, and then I can refer people to go to it and listen to it anytime, and they can even go over it. So I'm going to be answering those questions, the ones that have been asked, the ones that I myself choose to just answer or ask myself and like speak about it here. So let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I have really forgotten how to be a YouTuber. Not like was there any time I was actively making videos, but like there was a time I really knew the how YouTubers used to do. But maybe I'll get back into that. But however this video is to you, please accept me and accept it like that. I'm sure that you're going to gain from the things I'm going to share. It's just like a storytelling thing, how it started, what I've learned. And this might be a part one. I really don't want it to be, I'm not even sure I want it to be up to 30 minutes. So I might do like part one and probably do like a part two later if I get more questions or if I'm unable to answer everything at once. So that maybe I'll just make it like maximum 20 minutes, maybe. And then, yeah, thank you so much. Let's get into it. Okay, so I think the first question I'm going to answer the question of how did you start? I got a question on how did you start? How did you know this is what you want to do? So I think I'll just start from the beginning. So I like colors. I like colors. I love crafts, and it was something that was just there since childhood. And my mom discovered, yeah, So when I follow her to the shop or anything, I'm going to pick like colors of pieces on the floor and just like want to do something with it, play with needle and thread, and just want to create something outside of it. So when I see colors, I'm just fascinated by it. So it was that space um primary school, between primary 6 and GS1. Yeah, so my mom just came home and was she saw a store. So apparently one of our tailor's shop beside it or right in front of it, one of the person learning from her was making beads. And then she was like, oh, she went to this person's store and then she met one of our apprentice making beads, and she thinks that is something that I'm going to like. Am I interested? Of course, there was no. I did not have anything doing then. I was in primary 6. I think I I was done with preparation for common entrance and all of that. So common entrance is an exam that we do in Nigeria if you want to in preparations for high school, secondary school. Yeah. So it was just a break and I was waiting to resume to GSS1, and then I was like, I'm interested. So I just went there, started learning. She taught me how to like make beads, put hook, anger, and then I learned how to make purse. If I had more time, she wanted to teach me how to make flower vase, but like I was taught the basics of starting all of this thing. I made a purse then. I remember taking time on it, and but she was really really sweet. The person that taught me was very very sweet, like very. She would she would treat me like a she's like an auntie, but she made me so comfortable around her, and I really loved like just going there. The days I didn't even complete my assignments, like she never really scolded me and shouted at me that much. Like sometimes I'm maybe like if I was the one say I'll be angry at myself. So but it was really a beautiful experience actually. And I learned how to make beats then. But when I got to secondary school, my mom was like, I just wanted you to have that knowledge. I think it's going to be like a distraction for you if you start making beats to sell now. And so when I got to secondary school, I actually just left my bead stuff. Like I have this box, plastic box for keeping my beads. So I actually just left everything and I didn't touch beads. But sometimes in I don't know between GSS1 and GSS3, one of my mommies, my pastor's wife, then just told me, "Oh, Mercy, you learned bead, right? I need like just a simple straight line beaded jewelry, and I want it in pink color. So I'm going to give you the money to get the material." And how much you want me to pay you for the service? I'm like, oh man, no problem. I can just get it for you for free. Just give me the money for the materials, and then I'm going to get it done and bring it to you. So she gave me the money for the material, and then I got it, and then I gave it to her. And then she was like, oh, I love the color combination. It was pink and gold. I think she asked me to make two, but I can remember that pink and gold very, very well. I can't remember the second color. So I got the material, and then she asked me to go with the change. And the change was I love saving. I love saving. Like right from primary school, I used to save. So it felt like a lot. I think the change was just like 700 naira then, but it felt like I was giving 7,000, and there was nothing much I was doing with money. Or was it 700 naira? I can't remember, but it wasn't more than 2K. But I really, really felt happy. Like, oh, I didn't ask her to pay for it, but she gave me the change and the materials. Like, just have everything. Just give me the what I asked you to make. So at that point, I was just really thinking. So someone thinks I make, someone can see what my hand can produce, and they think that is what's giving me money for. So it was just stored up in my consciousness that, oh, okay, there is something I can do with my hand that can make someone want to pay me. But I didn't do anything with beads throughout secondary school, GSS1 to SS3. Maybe at a different point, I just made something simple for myself alone, but I did not actively, there was no point where I actively did like beads and or made beads for sale or anything. But SS3, after SS3, and then that point of resumption into university, I was thinking, so I had different audience or different people that I had. I knew people that were already in university and they were always broke, always posting. It was even that time of that Sapa, the word Sapa raining very, very, very well. Sapa this, Sapa that, always broke. I had that set of university guys, and then I had the other set of university guys that were making money, and they were like taking care of, like they were sponsoring they will pay for their school fees, taking care of their relatives apart from they themselves. Oh, like they'll just take care of, oh, I paid my brother's school fees, I sent money to my mom. They weren't saying it to show off, but they're just talking about their stories. And that's this is one reason why I really honor people that share their story, because you don't know who you're inspiring. I can count people that just by them sharing their stories, I didn't have to meet them personally, I was inspired to know one to just be small and just do something for doing sake, but to be very intentional. So you just say it. So I was seeing two different categories of people. People that were always broke because mommy have not sent money, daddy did not answer me. And then the people that were making money with their skills, the things that they could do with their hands. So I was like, I can't go to university and not do something. I can't afford to just go to university and then I'm just relying on mommy and daddy to send money. And if they've not sent money, I'm not going to be fine. That I really need to know what I can do. So I started thinking, because I don't like tech, or like I am more of a arts and crafts person than a techie person. And these people that were around me, they were like tech people. So I was trying to make myself do tech because, oh, okay, this would give me money, this would earn me money, and then when I get to uni, and I didn't want to also be a burden to my parent, and then every little thing I want to pay for this fee, I'm calling them, I want to do this assignment, I'm calling them. So I didn't want to be a burden. So I wanted something that, oh, okay, I can be earning from, and I'm not going to be a slave to anybody, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm just going to be happy while doing it and also make money from it, right? So I was really thinking all the tech things that were around me, it was majorly tech people that I was seeing around then, actively seeing around. I'm like, if I do this thing, the only motivation would be to make money, not because I love this thing. Whilst um of course tech is the happening thing now. You can't say that you don't like tech and then you are not learning about it. But I did not want to learn tech, just like the form of tech then that I was going to do was just, oh, okay, to learn to earn from it, and not because I love it, or not because I want to grow, not because I want to evolve. It was just going to be because I want to make money out of it, which is not enough reason for me. That's not the only reason why I want to work or I want to do anything. I don't want the only motivating factor to be money. I need something else. I need it to be in alignment to what I feel God is calling me to. I want it to be something that I find purpose doing. I want it to be something that um I believe that God is calling me to do, and not just that, oh, for the money's sake. It's a valid reason that you're working for money, but I don't think that should be the only motivating factor. So I was like, okay, if it's only techies and all of that around me, and it's a beautiful thing, but what's that thing that I feel like is something I enjoy doing, or what's that skill? Is there anything I love doing? And it was also that time, it was during that phase that I was reading so much about like different articles, like things, and listening to people about, okay, knowing yourself, things that you can do, your skill. I think I discovered that, oh, psychology was it for me, just by reading and like outlining my skills, like things that I've seen people commend or compliment about me, that I'm just like, oh, psychology is it, and I want to do psychology. But when it now comes to like this part, what can I do to? I still have to go to school for 4 years, like be in school for about not less than 3 years, sure, to become to have a degree in psychology. So what's that other thing I can do? So I was really just thinking about it, like God, like I have pictures of me really thinking about it, like God, what can I do? What can I do to get money? After my post UTME, I went back to, apparently there was a time in secondary school when I was learning how to sew. but because of school, when school resumed, I stopped. So I went back to it in like that break, but I still had a long way to go. So I'm like, what's that thing I can actually do? Then I remembered my bidding. I remembered that someone once paid me, or someone once gave me free money because I made something pretty for her, and then she said I could go with the money. So I was just like, should I bring back this bid and start doing beads again? And then I was thinking about it. Then there was that thought of, if I go into bid, would people buy it? Will people wear it and all? So um I okay, I was preparing for post UTME, yes. So I made different beats for myself. So I brought out my beat stuff. I made different beats, and then I would wear it for lesson, for tutorial. Like, okay, this tutorial, I would after wear I wear it for tutorial, and then like, so whenever I'm going for tutorial, yeah, I don't dress like it's just tutorial. I actually dress like I'm already a student. So I would wear like what's the best I can wear at that moment, and then wear like a matching necklace, something as simple as what I'm wearing, but mixed colors, really pretty colors. Yeah, so I had people really speak about it. Oh, I love your beads, I love how this look. There's this particular girl, I'm so grateful for her because she even wanted me to make for her, but I'm like, okay, I'm still like there's running things. I still want to see feedbacks, what people have to say. And then like my very good friend Ebun would look like, she would compliment it and she'll say, oh, this is really nice, this is something that you can actually sell also. So I started like ruminating over that idea. And then there were some classes or WhatsApp classes, just watch random YouTube videos about selling, about okay, target audience, and just like, so I was beginning to just go into that, okay, I want to start selling. But I was scared too because I've never really done like active selling for long. So I was scared. How do I reach out to people? This is big. Like, who will buy it? What will people think? People use most time just gold, like jewelries that are not beaded and all that. How would it happen? What would happen? Then I was just really thinking that, okay, there is nothing else that I can do immediately now. So how about I just go back to my beads and just start? So I so at my tutorial, there's a like a church fellowship session on Fridays by PV would come, Pastor Victor Akowa. He would come, and then he would teach us, and that was one of the most significant part of my life too. How he would teach us God's word. And then so there were some um brethren that will come with him, and like they're like my big sisters actually now. And then so I that day I remember making beats. And then after service, that after church that day, was on a Friday, right? After church that day, I just brought out the beat. I was, you know how that you are scared to go and show these people about it, but you shall still bring it out. So I think I just dropped it on the table, and I was in a conversation with someone, and then they just passed, and they were like, "Oh, Messi, did you make this?" This is a shout out to Auntie Ianu. I call them Auntie, and my big sisters really, Iyanoluwa Abisoye, Iyanoluwa Adele, and Oyin Konsola Abisoye. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. I remember they just passed. I think I actually feel teary because that's their significant act that they really, really did something to me and to my brand. So they just passed, and then they saw it. They were like, "Oh, Miss, you made this. This are so nice." And immediately on the spot, they actually got something. Like everyone got something for like, this person got for herself, this person got for herself, this person three, this person got for herself. And then I'm like, oh, people can buy it. People think this thing makes sense. Like, I'm like, oh wow, this is really lovely. And then I was just so like happy. I remembered going back home with money in my hand. I'm like, ah wow. It was really, really nice. I think a neck piece then was 500 naira. It was, I made it with sand beads, but they were colorful. It was 500 naira. Funny how I still, like, up to last year, I still saw one of those beads on one of them, really, and it made me glad. So this was in 2000 and 2023, yes. So I I was very, very glad that they saw, and then they were like, "Oh, you make this. We want this color next week. We want this color next week." And then before, like just right there, I was already getting for next week. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm going to make it. Oh, they just told me these are the colors that we want. Make something out of it. And then they referred, someone saw it on them and then they referred that person to me, and I'm like, oh wow. In fact, at a point I was getting like referrals from them because of what they are wearing. So someone says, oh, who made this for you? And then they just send my number. That was where I met Sister Shem Logo. Shout out to you too. They just sent my number and then I met Chineme, and then it was really a beautiful, like that referring. Like, I'm so grateful for this set of people. They really, really contributed to me continuing in it. Yes, and I remember my cousin too, Esther Riches, Esther Ojelabi. Thank you so much. I remember her calling me one day and saying she wanted to see me. And then still the same week, also Chineme Ekwemesibe, thank you, reaching out to me that, oh, so what's next? So what do you want to do? And then I was just telling both of them, like, okay, this is what I want to do regarding my brand. This is what I think I want to build a brand. I think I want to start a business. I'm scared. And then both of them try giving me timeline or start. Why are you scared, right? And I saw their support. I felt their support through it all. I'm so grateful, really. So yeah, that was actually how I started, from my mommy recognizing that, yes, thank you so much, my mommy, from recognizing that I love colors, and are signing me up to learn. Funny how, interestingly, my mom also contributed to me discovering that I love psychology because she's a psychologist too. So, from her discovering that, oh, bidding, to me discovering that, oh, I really, really think I can get paid for this. Then I started another significant thing that happened was, so when I started, I know that I've read somewhere, or I read, or someone said, I can't even remember how, but that when you're starting a business, don't just start with the idea of um God said, or just go with the idea of, oh, go in faith. It's a beautiful thing. I had words and I still have those words, like of the picture of what God is saying regarding Mercy's Art Palace. I've never mentioned my brand in Mercy's Art Palace here. And I have those words that, okay, this is what God is saying, but they are not, it's not enough to just have those words. Also build yourself where you need to take courses, where you need to listen to videos. If you can't afford courses, watch YouTube videos, learn, get people that, even if not direct mentors, get people you can learn from, and like on YouTube and all. So one of the things I did, which was something, another significant thing that happened to me, was when I was going to start, I'd seen this person on WhatsApp. She's she was I'm not sure she's still doing influencing, but she was an influencer. So she wanted to also teach about business. So she wanted to call business owners into that point of, um like, if you want to start, I can't remember the topic, but it was something, or the focus of the teaching, there was something about things you need to know as a business owner. So I saw that course, but it was 5K, and 5K was a lot for me then. Oh. I did not have work. I was not going to school. I My savings self, did I even have savings then? I can't even remember. If I had savings then self, removing 5,000 was going to be a lot. So I was really thinking, okay, I had savings because I later paid it. But listen to how I paid it. I didn't pay it intentionally. So I was really thinking that, where would this money come from? Right? Listen to how it now finally happened. So apparently what happened was, so the cost of the class was 5K here. So there was a discount. The discount was, um like, you get to pay 4,000, 1,000 naira off, and so you get to pay 4,000 naira for, if you pay within 24 hours, something like that. But I read it as, oh, you get to pay 1,000 naira if you pay within 24 hours. So I was very, very excited that, oh, I get to pay 1,000. So I reached out to her that, oh, I'm sat, I'm up to paying that. Just for me, like, in the process of discussing, she was not like, it is like 1,000 naira off. So you're paying 4K. So I'm like, excuse me, like, no, like 4K. So I'd already reached, like, I already reached out to her, and I was just like, ooh, I think I even already sent the 1,000 safe. So I had to send like extra 3,000 naira. And then I just sent it, and I was hoping that, hey, I hope this works. I hope this is worth my money. Really, it was a lot. So instead of 5K, I paid 4K. But it was like, I'm very grateful for that, because fortunately for me, this person that was hosting the class had sold beads before. So I was speaking to her about my fears, how that I was thinking that getting customers would be difficult, who would buy into my creativity idea. I was telling her about it, that, oh, I don't even think people really wear beads. And then she just really spoke to me about my mindset, really spoke to me about, like, okay, you can make Mercy's Art Palace the new thing. You can make your beads the new thing. Even if people are not wearing it before, or if people don't use beads before, you can be so creative. You can do your thing in a way that would make people want to start patronizing. So I may not necessarily be able to remember the step by step things that she said, but that mindset shift alone was something that was significant for me. And I'm so grateful. Thinking about it now, I saw that, or I see how that it was all God's plan for me to take up that course. Because if I was speaking to someone that's probably never doesn't know what how bead market goes, or doesn't know much about beads, I might not have, the outcome may not be the same thing, right? So that was a very significant thing. I was so excited after I think the class was for either 3 days or seven, I can't remember. And like that's still one of the most significant thing that happened in the early days of my business here. So that happened, and then true, I go after that class. I had like boldness to reach out to people. To There were times where I shy away because I'm like, what would this person say? But it was a significant one for me. Then I had more customers. Then I made mistakes that, oh, okay, they could speak to me about. I could reach out to this person. I had like one on one because of that, just that 4K. Because of that, I could access her like one on one and just communicate to her, and then she would say some things. Oh, your catalog. Oh, this. Oh, that. This is how you should put yourself. And I did not even want to waste time about like registering my brand name, because I that brand name itself was a major one for me. So started saving towards it, and by like the following um by before the end of the year, we're set to like register the brand, really. But I had to wait because of age. So I waited till my next birthday, and immediately that day like this, I reached out to the person that was registering, that I'm already this age, can we proceed? Yeah. So I think I'll stop there. So this is like how we started. Shout out to everybody to everyone's name that I mentioned. Shout out to Antiola Lua also. Yeah, one of like my first customers, royals, like my a major royal that I think she was one of the persons that even brought out my creativity like as a young girl. Yeah, so, and oh, she made this card, that happy birthday card, the blue one. Yes, so she made that for me. So like people that really see my art self, and then they build it for me, or like they encourage me to. Yeah, so I think that I'm gonna stop there today. Um I probably would talk about, like, okay, let's see what I'll talk about next. It's most likely still going to be about my brand. Yeah. Okay, there's a point of, oh, why did I start with Mercy's with maps, like MAP apostrophe S? Simple term, was just because I just wanted to spark curiosity. Yeah, I was discussing I was, before I gave it a name, I was discussing with my brother how that, oh, okay, I don't know the name. I knew that it was going to be Art Palace, but I didn't know what was going to be. There was a name that was coming to mind, but that name was too long. Then it was too not in it. So my brother was like, why don't you just put Mercy, so that it's going to be maps by the time you start, and then you can even just, and I'm like, can be maps, then putting maps on the global map. Clock that. So yeah, so it was simply to spark curiosity. The idea of the art palace and me calling my customers royals is that Royal is a word associated with palace, and you're coming to buy from Mercedes Palace, so you are a royal. Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah, and that's even also another thing that influences our color choice. So the brand color, purple, yeah, purple, gold. I personally would choose silver over gold, but this is not um my brand and myself are two different entities. So purple, gold, lilac, yes, those are like our purple and gold is actually like our primary colors, but like the other colors, lilac, white or black, yeah. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for watching. I still really feel weird, but like thank you so much for watching. Till I come your way next time. I feel like this video has answered like a like bulk of questions. How did you start? How did you know this is what you do? I started because I was looking for like what I could do to put my hands on, and then I didn't want to start thinking of, I think this is a very significant thing to say, I didn't want to start thinking of what I would do after school when I'm in 400 level. I wanted to like I wanted to build something from the beginning, or like continue building something. I didn't want it to be that, oh, it's now when I'm in final year that I'm now thinking of, oh, what's next? What am I doing? I wanted something to be on ground that I can continue. So even though I started Mercies at Palace with the idea of, oh, okay, I want to earn from it, I want to be able to take care of myself. I also like it has come to stay. It's something I plan to continue even after school. It's something that would stay for long. The reason it's not Mercy's Bead Palace is because it's not just going to be beads we'll be doing here. With time, we get to introduce some other art stuff. So, yeah, it has come to stay. It was also the thought of, okay, what's that thing I really want to build? Like, school, one thing you should know is that school is a place for you to really build. Like, you have access to the people, you have access to sometimes to even the networks that you need. So it's a place for you to build. So if you're watching this and you're in 100 level, or you're, no matter where you are, say if you are still in school, it's you are of advantage really. I heard someone say that at a conference, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've heard. So if what you're building is a people brand, like the people brand, school is a very good place to build. And I think I had that in mind since like before I even enter school, as oh, okay, you are of advantage when you're at school. You can build your audience, you can build your community, you can build like your cost, you can get your customers in school. So if you're in 100 level, if you want to start something, I think this is a call to get the necessary information. Don't just jump at it. I'm not just going to tell you get into it, because if you get into it, tó bá jẹ gbèsè àbí tó bá lọ tẹ́ or something, it's not me. So get the necessary information. I think that's one thing I always try to emphasize. Get information, seek information. I think for me, I didn't get the information. For some, actually, I did got it, like I got them consciously, but some it was unintentional. But you can take more intentional steps. If you don't have money to get the courses, go on YouTube, ask ChatGPT to recommend. So get the information. Start when you with the information that you have now. Start building something. You Yes, I've said it before. You are of advantage when you're in school. You can, when if you've left school to still start building, you can start. It's just that when you've left school, you may have to like pay for, oh, okay, more marketing, influencer, pay for this person to market. But when you're in school, you can find a way around it to actually build something that's without spending so much. Mercy's Art Palace is not there yet. We are still like far, like very very far from what the picture is, but I'm glad that we are growing. I'm glad that we are here. I'm glad that God is helping. Yes. So I think I want to stop this video here for today. Yep, thank you so much for watching. I guess this video is like up to 20 minutes already. Yeah, so if I have some other questions, like, okay, what would you like to tell someone? Yeah, I got that question too. I already know that I can't answer all questions to this, but maybe I should quickly address that also. What would I like to? I've mentioned it. Get information before you start. For anyone about to start business, or don't just go with God have said alone. Don't just go with passion alone. Get information. Learn the basics of selling, the basics of marketing. What do you need? I don't know everything yet. I've not read some books. I have not listened to some people. But I think I have seen the impact of not just going into it for going sake or for passion alone sake, but actually getting information. It will save a lot. Yes. And then as much as possible, if not direct mentors, get a mentor. Can just be by watching their videos constantly, by buying their books, or constantly engaging their posts, like seeing what they are doing and just learning from them. So yeah, with that, I think I've come to the end of this video for today. Blessed be God again. I'm actually very glad that, yeah, I'm able to share how it all started about 3 years ago, 2023, and this is 2026, 3 years after. Yeah. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, don't forget to do the things that are necessary. Please, please, please. Thank you so much. Share. You can give feedbacks to hear feedbacks. I would love to hear feedbacks. If there's a part that you want me to expatiate on, kindly put it in the comment section. If you want me to make more videos, let me know. There are some things that are in my head that I want to share. If you have some things you would like to know more, just let me know. It was beautiful making this video for you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hi Royals. I haven't reviewed my face in my second post. I guess it's just right that you hear me too. Welcome, yeah. By the way, these are pictures of me. A few pictures of me actually in MAFS necklaces. So enjoy. Can't wait to start taking your orders. What great honor it's gonna be. So yeah. Thank you. Love you. Bye.